4-H and was a past competitive livestock judging team member for La Plata County and his FFA chapter. Michael then went on to judge at Northeastern Junior College and Colorado State University. He judged both livestock, meat, and was on the meat animal evaluation team. Michael and his wife, Kaylee, have a 1-year-old daughter, and they now call Canyon, Texas home, where he is an instructor as well as the livestock judging coach and meat animal evaluation coach for West Texas A&M University. Go Buffs! Michael, that wasn't good, the Go Buffs part. No, not good. Our junior market lamb showmen are in the ring at this time. We have Joycelyn Drew, J.C. Pettinger, Sable Phipps, Jack Larson, Hadley Thompson, Rachel Seeger, Colson Myers, Mackley Sims, Jack Campbell, Gannon True, Madeline Peterson, Paisley Luark, Kaysen Candelaria, Rory Wireman, Annabelle Greenwood, and Jax Baca. They are Market Lamb Junior showmen. Need to recognize our Market Lamb Special Award sponsors, and the juniors need to be aware that Mr. Mark Arndt from Fort Morgan, Colorado, sponsored the Junior Champion Lamb Showman Belt Buckle that will be awarded here momentarily. The family of Lewis Cox, Miss Paula Cox from Frederick, Colorado. She sponsored a buckle for the Senior Champion Lamb Showman. And Mr. Marlon Eisenach, our outstanding agent from Morgan County for many, many years, has personally sponsored a buckle for the Intermediate Champion Lamb Showman. And of course, NJC, for however many years in a row in Sterling, Colorado, will award a $1,000 scholarship to the Senior Champion Showman to be used at Northeastern Junior College.
If we have any exhibitors of third place hogs from earlier today, we are meeting all those third place exhibitors at the breezeway of the livestock entry office for sale determination. We need all third place market swine exhibitors to the breezeway area at 6 o'clock. Thank you.
If any of you don't know, or you're a new member or audience, and if you're in attendance, Mr. Vetter has worked his tail off for the Colorado State Fair for many, many years, especially in the market hog division. Let's give him a round of applause. He shows up every year, and he just flat gets it done. While Michael is visiting with our junior sheep showman, this is an interesting award sponsored by the American Hampshire Sheep Association in Milo, Iowa. They're going to give a $50 award to the Grand Champion Junior Market Lamb if sired by a registered Hampshire ram. The sire association number and a picture of the Grand Champion must be submitted within 60 days to the American Hampshire Sheep Association before payment will be made from this office. I think that's a pretty unique award. Thank you to all of our generous sponsors for the Junior Market Lamb Special Award category.
Well, good evening, folks. It is an honor and privilege to be here tonight to sort through your sheep showmen. Let's start off and give these juniors a nice round of applause here. I went and talked with these 8 individuals here on my left about some things that we're going to change. We're going to allow them to exit the ring, and then I'm going to work through your top 10 here and get you a champion from that. But let's give these guys a nice round of applause as they exit, and we'll move on to sorting through the rest of them. We start into the juniors this evening, and man, this is an incredible set from top to bottom of Showman. Extremely competitive and all just really good in terms of the basics. And I've kind of talked through these guys down here on the end of some things that we can change. But, you know, for me, this top trio is really, really challenging to kind of sort through because they do things that I really think is pretty impressive, and they do little things that I wish I could change. And so I'll kind of break down the young lady in yellow with that Dorset sheep. I think just does an incredible job of just being so calm, cool, and collected. I like her posture when that sheep is in motion. You know, probably when we first came out here, she wasn't one that just grabbed me in terms of just grabbed your attention in terms of intensity. But I think she just is just calm, cool, collected, extremely consistent. And, you know, as we kind of break down these last three, you know, she has moments where she can really get that sheep to present himself, to get him stuck, and sometimes where he wants to just fight a little bit on those rear two. The young man in purple, I think just in terms of intensity, and when he comes in to hold that sheep, does about as good a job as anybody in terms of just foot placement, getting that sheep to handle right, getting his head up, and just really dimensional. Probably, and I love his intensity. You can tell he came to play the game and really is it. Probably on the move, he's a little bit coarser in just how he steps out with that sheep, and it makes sense. He's probably at a disadvantage just from a frame size to handle a big 140-pound sheep to get through. But he does a good job of that. I'd say just smooth up as you walk on with that sheep. The young lady who comes in third, you have nothing to hang your head about because from the moment she hit the gate, it was game on. She was like, I'm here to play the game, extremely intense, and I love that. I absolutely love that. For me, I would say, and I think some folks in the audience, they'll echo, you know, good livestock get better in motion. And young lady, when you come on that lap, you're just taking him a little fast. That's a good sheep. You just need to calm down, smooth out, and probably when there's a couple times when we stuck you in the corner, like right now, we want to get a little off in his back feet. Little details that kind of sort between these. You know, for me, this is an incredible trio. Let's give him a nice round of applause, and I'll go select your grand reserve.
And let's congratulate Mr. Jack Larson. He is your champion junior showman in the Market Lamb Showmanship for the 2025 Colorado State Fair. If you get the opportunity, Jack, you need to thank Mr. Mark Arndt from Fort Morgan, Colorado. He sponsored that buckle you just won, and the Colorado Livestock Association, Colorado State Fair Authority as well. And our reserve junior is Miss J.C. Pettinger, and she will receive an award from the Colorado State Fair Authority. She was your reserve champion junior Market Lamb showman. Up next is our Market Lamb Showmanship Intermediate Division, Heat 1. Hadley Kriego, Ryder Phipps, Gavin Bachman, Luke Larson, Gabe Leonard, Parker Tribbett, Lindy Thompson, Braylon Sims, Janessa Leach, Harper Tolley, Adley True, Sailor Wireman, Siri Tillman, Braylon Candelaria, and Carter Shank. Good job, Jack.
Let's put our hands together, folks, for this first heat of intermediates. I've got the 5 here on my right that I'm going to bring back for your champion drive. I went through and kind of talked about some things in terms of feet placement and just, head carriage and how we get these sheep out in motion. That kind of separates these 5 in my mind that to have them come back for the champion drive. But an exceptional set of showmen all the way through. We'll give them another round as they exit, and we'll come back for your champion drive.
All right, entering heat 2 for our intermediate competition. And then we'll have a final drive of intermediates after the conclusion of this round. Mr. Simler is a Colorado native, born and raised in Bayfield, Colorado. Paxton Preston. Is it Preston or Paxton? Huh? Paxton Pettinger. If you're going to participate in showmanship, you need to make your way to the livestock arena. Mr. Pettinger. We have Preston. Looks like Mr. Taylor called the class complete, so here we go.
Let's give our second heat of intermediates a nice round of applause. I'm going to dismiss this set here on my right-hand side, talked about each things we can kind of change to get into this upper limit, and then we'll come back for your champion drive in the intermediates. But let's give another nice round of applause, and we'll go out and select your champion.
Coming back to the ring is the intermediate showman from our first heat. Both heats are combined, and we are witnessing the final drive of the 2025 Market Lamb Intermediate Showman. Our final heat contestants are Ryder Phipps, Luke Larson, Lindy Thompson, Harper Tolley, Adley True, Emma Fassett, Peyton Monks, Gunnar Golding, Bristol Wireman, and Laramie Sexton.
Let's put a nice round of applause for our intermediate showman. I'll tell you what, this is an incredible set of showmen to sort through, all the way 1 to 10, and the group that we sorted with to get here, exceptional. You know, showmanship's all about stewardship, right? It's about taking care of these animals and using the gifts and talents that God bestowed upon us to really show and highlight and take care of the creatures He's entrusted with us. And all 10 of these do an exceptional job. You know, for me, there's some little details as we kind of sort through the guys who kind of pulled over here on my left-hand side, the young men and the ladies, just in terms of foot placement, intensity that we talked about. These top 5 are really challenging, and I go back and forth on some things. Just comes down to some personal preference and also just consistency of how we move these sheep. And I think that's where these 2 young ladies probably beat the young man in the vest, just in terms of how they get out and move with those sheep and how they handle themselves. Comes down to a couple foot things here on the end and wanting our teammate to work with us to come down. For me, these 2 have kind of come from a different story in terms of how they got here. You know, I think the moment the young lady in the right hit the ring, it was game on. She was intense. She was ready to play. And I also want to commend her from a sportsmanship standpoint, because I think we went through that heat. You'll remember she had a young lady in front of her that sheep didn't want to walk. She was really good about kind of giving her space, but also just helping her along and pushing that sheep to go on. And then when she comes in here and gets these sheep out in motion, she's consistent. There's a couple times, I think, from a negative standpoint, we need to watch that offside back leg. We want to get squared up and have some issues there. The young man, I think he struggled a little bit in heat, and he was kind of one of the later pulls, but he's really rose to the occasion as we get out here and does a phenomenal job in terms of getting feet set, getting that sheep to really square up and look the part. And also he's gotten that sheep to kind of relax out here in the ring and really be good in terms of head carriage. You know, I had a guy tell me that slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and, you know, just makes it beautiful and consistent. For me, that's a really fun top pair of showmen that do an exceptional job. I'm going to go out and select your champion. Let's give him a nice round of applause.
Congratulations to Miss Bristol Wireman. She is your champion, 2025 Colorado State Fair Market Lamb Intermediate Showman. Our reserve champion is Gunnar Golding. And Bristol, please thank Mr. Marlon Eisenach for your buckle and the Colorado State Fair Authority. If you see any of the commissioners that were here during the final drive of the Market Hog Show, please thank them. And it sure is a very generous award from Mr. Eisenach from Fort Morgan, Colorado. Bristol Wireman is your champion intermediate showman. Gunnar Golding, reserve champion intermediate showman. Heat one of 3 heats of seniors will be entering the ring here at this time. J.C. Christie, Emily Seeger, Lauren Spate, Lucinda Marez, Tinley Burr, Dalton Carpenter, Isabella Ramsey, Trent Mock, Tyler Banulis, Weston Elwood, Kaylee Landini, Tegan Smith, Darian Vance, Henry Langford, Jocelyn Hobart, Abigail Boffman, Chloe Farmer, Ryder Holly, Kaylee McGuire, Hadley Powell, Adriana Hardley. Heat 1 of senior showman. Ringside Live, right? Dot what? Our live stream feed today is provided by ringsidelive.co. For any of you family members and fans and friends that couldn't join us today, ringsidelive.co is our live stream provider for the Colorado State Fair. Okay.
If you would, folks, let's put our hands together for this first heat of Senior Showman. This is an exceptional set, and it's pretty incredible to see this deep a set of showmen at the senior level. And so instead of trying to kind of talk through each one of you, I'm going to kind of gather you up in a couple different places of things that we can prove on and that I think separates these 4 people for them to come back. I think first off, just in terms of foot placement as we get these sheep in motion, I think for me, young lady in the black, you do an exceptional job. You're kind of on that lisp in terms of where we're going. Just need to watch that sheep's back feet and also make sure we're staying square with the line. So we kind of work through these. We have a little bit of a problem with just getting those sheep stuck on the first end, and we're having to mess with them a little bit and just staying in line. Young man, you do an exceptional job there. Just kind of some bad look on the first edge. Young lady here in the peach, you do a really good job. Once that sheep is set, I need a little more intensity and grab my attention when we first come in. Love the intensity, young man in pink. Maybe let's tune it down. I'm not sure if you're going to come at me or if we're going to show sheep, all right? So just easy there. There's a fine line, okay? Young lady here in the purple, good job in terms of intensity. Young man there in the blue stripe, just need to watch those sheep's back feet as we go along. And then just as we kind of a general rule, just watching feet, watching hedge carriage as we get these sheep out in motion, but an exceptional set of seniors to sort through. Let's give them another nice round of applause as they exit the ring.
Congratulations, those seniors that will be returning for the final heat of Senior Showman will be Lauren Spate, Lucinda Merez, Dalton Carpenter, and Trent Mock. Entering the ring for Heat 2 of our Senior Showman, Estella Ortega, Danica Goodall, Sawyer Phipps, Lexi Vraybeck, Olivia Zuber, Allie Weber, Ellie Carvis, Blake Herrera, Jalen Miner, Taylor Tribbett, Zara Connors, Kaylin Toll, Bella Campbell, Tobin Prebish, Tyler Thomas, Rory Tillman, Brianna Toberlin, Brock Fassett, Jaden Vance, Cody Monks, and Janelle Christie. Heat 2 of our senior Market Lamb Showman. I'd like to recognize Northeastern Junior College and Mr. Larry Pollard. For many, many years, they have awarded a $1,000 scholarship to all senior showmen here lately: goat, market lamb, market hog, and market beef showmen. Senior champions have all benefited from a $1,000 scholarship award from Northeastern Junior College.
Let's put your hands together for this second set of senior showmen. I'll tell you, I was kind of sitting back here and looking through this set, and it's incredibly deep, and there's tons of quality. I've kind of pulled these 5 and to come back, and I apologize for pulling a little bit more out of this heat. I just felt that it ran deep, and there's probably 2 or 3 here that just little mistakes can kind of cost you if you're going to come back. And I just want to kind of give a shout out to a couple of individuals here in terms of just where they're at and letting them know they're kind of here on the edge. I'd say the first 3 young ladies do an exceptional job just in terms of intensity and that first impression. Probably for me, young lady in the cactus shirt, once we've got that sheep set right now, we do a really good job, and we're kind of right there on the bubble to get the pull. We need to come with a bigger first impression to really grab my attention to get that pull here. Same thing here. We just get a little mixed up with you two. Great first impression, first good set. We get those sheep to kind of start messing with us and not wanting to stand and be collected, and that just kind of you're getting your teammate to work with you as we go along. Young lady with that silver-hided sheep, just got to watch those back feet. Kind of the same story as we kind of move into this group of young showmen, just having a little more intensity, getting those sheep to be more comfortable in motion as we go along. We kind of work back in here, a couple different things, foot placement. Young lady in the black, love the intensity, love that. Just need to watch his front feet for me. You want to get him a little splayed. You kind of relax a little bit, let that sheep rock forward a little bit, just to kind of give him a good or better presentation. That sheep's front end is built okay. Show that to me, okay? Back in here, just some intensity things and just getting those sheep set. You two ladies do a good job, all right? We're on the back end. The young lady in the peach, we need to get that sheep just to settle down and work with you. Young lady on back, do a good job. We're just kind of lost on the back end of this deal. Don't have enough punch when you first come in, being on the back end of the charge, okay? So for me, you're kind of a close one as well. But let's give these exhibitors another nice round of applause as they exit. We'll move on to your next heat.
That right there, that display of sportsmanship is why we attend the Colorado State Fair. And for us adults, that's a proud moment when you see all those youngsters go and thank the judge. He is a teacher at heart. He's a good instructor, and he's been there. He's actually done what these kids are doing, and showmanship is such a subjective discipline. It's very difficult to be on his end of it. And for those kids to respond like that is nothing but impressive. Heat 3, let's welcome Heat 3 to the ring. Madeline Stocking, Megan Waker, Dominic Maldonado, Caden Halls, Paxton Pettinger, Gracie Weber, Jason Batka, Jamie Egloff, Tobin Prebish, Alec Baca, Allie Weber, Cameron Sharp, Anna Vetter, Ariza Dominguez, Ty Kitchen, Cole Spurlock, Cal Sidwell, Ryan Mergelman, Trinity Fulton, and Taya Winden are our Heat 3 senior showman competitors.
Attention in the swine barn. Attention in the swine barn. The sale list is posted. If you want to withdraw from the sale list, you have to be over to the livestock entry office to fill out the form by 7:30. We encourage you to get over here earlier. We would like to have it done by 7:15, but I haven't made the announcement until now, so we will give you until 7:30 to come over and withdraw from these hog sale orders. You need to come to the entry office. We will fill out a form for that purpose, and it needs to be turned in to Robin directly. Thank you. If we have any swine exhibitors in the show ring area, The sale list has been posted. If you want to withdraw, you need to over at the livestock entry office by 7:30 this evening. We actually posted at 6:45, but because I'm not making the announcement until now, we're going to give you until 7:30 to get over to the office to fill out a sale withdrawal form. Thank you.
You bet.
Let's give a nice round of applause for this final heat of Senior Showman. And I want to commend each and one of these individuals. I think the same thing in terms of quality all the way through. Some really good things we want to talk about. For me, you know, I want to let you in just a little bit where kind of the closer spots are in this division, in this heat. Specifically, that young man in the purple shirt, when he gets that sheep stuck from the side, he does an excellent job. Just kind of first impression, it's hard to use him when I go to handle that sheep and jumps. Now he's kind of got him collected, but we just need to get your teammate to work better with you on the first go. You do an exceptional job. Just kind of a tough luck situation there. After that, you know, the young lady back here in the red striped shirt does a good job, I think, on the first impression, give that sheep a walk. Just need him to work and not kind of get out of line as we get back into the end, all right? Same thing can kind of be said with the young man in the short sleeve peach shirt. I think a first good impression when we first came in to talk about that sheep. Just need to work with your teammate to get him to work a little bit better. Same thing for the young lady in the green. I think I do an exceptional job now when we've got that sheep stuck. I need a better first impression when we come in just to kind of grab my attention and you get kind of lost in the run. But I think past that, just a couple of you wanting to get a little overstretched on these sheep and just kind of overdrive. Young lady on the back, just getting that sheep a little stretched out for me and just watching some feet and legs things. And also there's some intangibles that kind of come into play here in terms of just hair and fleece on these things and just presentation that elevate or detract from their presence. Just watch those things at home as we go forward to just kind of bring and elevate you to that next level. But a really nice set of senior showmen. Let's give them another nice round of applause and we'll move into your champion drive.
Our senior showmanship competitors include Dominic Maldonado, Cole Spurlock, Cal Sidwell, Taya Winden, Taylor Tribbett, Kaylin Toll, Tobin Prebish, Brock Fassett, Cody Monks, Trent Mock, Dalton Carpenter, Lucinda Mares, and Lauren Spate. Once again, NJC will award our champion senior showman a $1,000 scholarship to attend NJC. And the family of Lewis Cox, Mrs. Paula Cox of Frederick, Colorado, sponsored a buckle for the senior champion lamb showman. Other awards were covered by the Colorado State Fair Authority.
Let's give these senior showmen a nice round of applause, folks. This is an exceptional set, and it's extremely high quality all the way through. I mean, these top 10 or top 13 or so that are out here are, in my mind, you breeders that are sitting ringside. These are the kids that you should probably be garnering to that. I think I'd be extremely proud to have one of my sheep going down the road. And so I'll take a little minute of your time as I kind of sitting here and let these two boys sweat a little bit more. I know we've been sitting along, but I wanted to make sure that I took the time because, when I got the call to judge this deal from Robin a few months ago, you guys in this moment has been on my mind and on my heart and in my prayers of just this moment and how to handle it, and also just taking that time. And so the gravity of the situation is not lost on me. These are an exceptional set of seniors, and this may be the second to last time that they ever step in this ring. The ending of an era, right? A chapter and on to the next one. And I'll tell you, all of these guys, the ones that left, I'll just give you a little piece of advice as you go through, okay? This is awesome. You guys are incredible. It is extremely fun to get to sort. And for me, showmanship, I talk to a lot of judging coaches, a lot of guys that sort shows, and a lot of them don't like this piece. They're like, yeah, I don't want to really sort showmanship because you're got kids as parents' kids on display. But for me, I love this because it gets to show true stewardship. Stewardship, right? That's what this is all about understanding what you have right here, the gift that God has put into your hand, the livestock that He's entrusted to you, and how you present them to the highest capability. That's what it's all about, right? No matter if you have a lamb that you're really excited about or one that not, your job is to take care of those animals and to use your God-given gifts to the best of your ability. That's what this is all about. And also for me, I get to see these kids as hearts on display. And that's pretty awesome, guys. Like in a show, we're just judging livestock. We're sorting and trying to find the best one, but I get to see your heart, your passion, your purpose right here in this moment. And that's pretty incredible, right? That's what it's all about. I think that sometimes when we get into this game, we forget that, yes, we want to win. I'm a competitive person, but it is all about getting better each and every day. And, I feel like sometimes if you don't believe in miracles, you need to look in the mirror because you get to look up every morning and see one right in the face. And that's pretty incredible. To you guys, as you go down the road, I know some of you may be the last time that you get to do this tomorrow. Whoever's sorting the sheep show, I wish them luck because there is a whale of good sheep through this. And my hat's off to you parents, breeders, and exhibitors for that. That is incredible. But I'll tell you, as you go through this, anybody know how many seconds are in a day? 86,400. What are you going to use them for? You got purpose in your you got purpose in your pocket, passion in your soul, and power in your veins. And ultimately, this whole thing, right, when you cross that final finish line, that final drive, right, tomorrow, whenever, if you're showing again this fall, or whenever, some of you may never touch another sheep after tomorrow. So enjoy the moment. Take it for what it's worth. And ultimately, remember, when you cross that final finish line, if it's today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, remember that ultimately you better run across that finish line a little sweaty, tired, out of breath, maybe a little insane, right? But remembering that, be with the ability to look back and say, man, that was awesome. And I did the best that I can do. And ultimately, that's what it's about at the end, right? When we cross that final finish line and we get to go and see our Maker in the face, hopefully we can do the same thing and look Him in the face and say, Lord, I did my best. I failed sometimes. I made mistakes, but I did my best. And hopefully by His grace, we get to go out and have Him say, my good and faithful servant, that was the test. Welcome home. And with that, that's what it's about for me, right? And that's what I love about this is I get to see your heart, your passion on that. And, for me, there's a heck of a lot of young people that are extremely deserving to be called a champion. The spoil goes to the victor. There's a pair of them here that I think just in terms of how they've handled themselves here in the ring, in terms of understanding, right? Not only being a good showman is not just getting a sheep stuck, right? and all the things in the background, but also understanding what your animal's faults are. And I went through and asked these kids, what do you like about these sheep? Where do you want to change them? Because if you understand that, then you can progress at a higher level to understand, okay, maybe my sheep's got a little bit more chest in him. I need to get covered up when he comes around for a front view. You know, my sheep, like the young man in pink, he talked about this sheep's a little straighter shouldered, and so I can't drive him for very long. Otherwise, he really wants to buck over in his knee. So I like on a profile to really get down and really keep him together. And I think that speaks to the true stockman, right? To understanding your capabilities, your animal's capabilities, and how to take care of them the best. The young man up front really talked about what he liked about that one, and just understanding, you know, it's a good sheep, where do I need to fix him? Both of them did an exceptional job. I think both of them do a really good job in terms of foot placement, intensity, and for me, I think it's pretty close on which one, you know, that has the honor of going through and being named champion. The spoil goes to the victor. I'll go select which one I think's the best. Let's give these guys another round of applause. God bless. Thank you so much, the Colorado State Fair, Robin and you guys, for letting me come out. This is an incredible set of showmen. I'm going to go ahead and use the young man in pink as your champion.
Congratulations, Mr. Cal Sidwell. He is your 2025 champion Market Lamb Showman. And in second place is Mr. Mock. He is your reserve champion Market Showman. Brock Fassett was third. Lucinda Mares was fourth. Mr. Cole Spurlock, fifth. Kaylin Toll, sixth. And Dominic Maldonado was seventh for the senior Market Lamb Showman. NJC will award a $1,000 scholarship. The Cox family, the family of Lewis Cox, is the sponsor of the Champion Lamb Showman Buckle. The other awards were sponsored by the Colorado State Fair Authority. When you see those people, if you know any of them, please shake their hand and thank them for their generous sponsorship at the 2025 Colorado State Fair Market Lamb Showmanship Competition.